we live? Let me turn this music down a little bit. Are we live? Are we live? Let's turn that down. It's a teeny weeny. There we go. What's going on, guys? Happy Saturday. Elliot here from MovieFiles with a watch party, watch along. Let's get it in. Always love doing this with you all, whether it's Marvel or what have we done in the past? DC. The last one we did, I think, was Barbarian, another horror film a couple months back. So I love doing these. They're so much fun. This will be my second time, just kind of a disclosure for those at home. This isn't a first time watch for me. I have seen the film back when it released in April in theaters, really enjoyed it, reviewed it, check out all that content. But I'm stoked, man, because I really enjoyed this film. I'm a big fan of the Evil Dead franchise, and I was just very excited for the film after the initial trailer and the posters, and I was really geeked, and it really delivered for me. But we're gonna talk about it tonight. We're gonna watch it tonight and see if it still holds up. Because again, I remember back in April, I'm gonna have to rewatch my review, but I was pretty high on the film as far as like my grade and my rating. And I had some issues with them. We'll see if those issues still stand with tonight's watch party. But I remember just falling in love with like the second half of this film once we get the Deadite and all the craziness and the bonkerness and then insanity. So I'm really excited to see this film again with you all tonight. So again, man, I appreciate y'all. I have so much fun doing these, hosting these. They're always a good time. Of course, watching these, getting you guys' opinions on the film, picking up on things I might have missed the first time around, this, that, and the third. But again, we're going to have a good time, man. So let me say what's up to everyone in the chat. Is that music playing in the background again? It's haunted, y'all. We got a ghost in the chat. Let me turn this off. There we go. But let me see who we got in the chat. Let me see comments. Spartan in the building. Low key best movie of the year so far besides Spider-Man. Wow, that's what's up, man. It's not that high on my list, but yes, it probably is my favorite horror film, I would say, of this year so far. Scream was another film I enjoyed. I had fun with Megan. I know it's not perfect, but I had fun with Megan. What other horror? I haven't seen that many horror films so far this year. Not saying that they're not out there. I just don't. Besides Evil Dead, Scream, Megan, Renfield, I guess, is under the horror category, which I wasn't a fan of. Renfield, Infinity Pool was something I enjoyed. A small independent film. Baby Rudy was okay. Knock at the Cabin, I enjoyed it for what it was. I don't know if you would label Cocaine Bear as a horror film. Not really. I guess not. Kind of a comedy horror, maybe. I don't know. Maybe we'll just skip that one. I'm just looking at the list here. Yeah, I haven't seen a ton of horror, man. So yeah, well, hopefully we'll get some more great stuff later this year. But that's what's up, Spartan. It's high on your list. What's going on, Kay? Appreciate you stopping by. Shy, what's going on? Been some time since I've been. Oh, that's what's up. Yeah. It's been a minute. Like I said, I think the last one I did or hosted was back in whenever Barbarian came out on Max. So yeah, these are always fun. I appreciate you stopping by. What's up, Mayan? How we doing this evening? HBO is tripping a bit. What's going on? It's working fine on my end. Well, maybe because you're on HBO, you're not on Max. Maybe that's why it's not working. No, I'm joking. But no, it's fine. It's working on my end. And by the way, speaking of working, let me put up this little timer here, because we're gonna get things going here in a little bit. Let me see. Let me reset. Share this screen with y'all right quick. Let's see here. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start our watch party once this clock hits 0. So yeah, man, like I said, I'm super excited to be here with y'all tonight. Love catching up with y'all. Doing these watch parties is always a fun time, especially for a film that I personally really enjoyed earlier this year with seeing it for the first time. So yeah, we're gonna get into this. Like I said, once this clock hits 0, we'll start our watch party tonight and have a good time. Tyra, what's going on? How we doing? This Tyra, I know you're a horror fan like myself, so I always respect your opinions on horror. But Tyra, this was the one for me. I know it wasn't. I personally, as far as I did like a rankings of all my Evil Dead films, and this one was definitely in the top tier, but nothing surpasses 2013's Fede Alvarez's Evil Dead. I'm just saying. That's the one for me right there. But I have fun with this one. But hopefully, we can chat about, for those that like myself enjoyed it, or for those like Tyra that maybe was a little bit disappointed. We'll discuss it as we'll watch it in tonight's watch line. What's going on, Kevin? How we doing, my man? Good to see you. Good to see you. What's Tyra say here? The second half turned The Shining into the Shining. Yeah. No, the second half is where it's at for me, Tyra. The second half is where it is at. Nothing wrong. And again, I'm so excited to rewatch this with you all for the second time. Very excited to see, because the first half was a little lacking for me. I wasn't all that involved in the family drama and all that stuff. So we'll see what's going on. But I know that second half was fire. So hopefully it sticks to landing. It keeps that same momentum that I enjoyed when I saw it, 2 months ago now. Yeah, I was a big fan of Infinity Pool. I know a lot of people didn't really enjoy it, but I had a good time with it. What's up, Nisi? How we doing tonight? I get you 4 more subscribers. Cool. I appreciate it, Frankie. However, bro, call your friends, family, have them join the Movie Files community. I appreciate it. But yeah, man, super stoked to be here with y'all tonight. I have had a pretty good few days for my movie and TV fans. Yesterday, saw arguably my favorite film of the year with Past Lives. You can check out my review on that. I dropped it earlier today. New A24 romantic drama that I very much enjoyed. So you can check that out. And then earlier today, I finished the second season for The Bear season 2. My goodness, I don't know if y'all watched The Bear, seen season 1 or whatnot. It was one of my favorite shows last year, and damn it, season 2 is my favorite show so far this year. It's been some great TV: The Last of Us, Succession, Barry, and a couple other things that's come out so far. But The Bear, man, my goodness, The Bear was fire, y'all. I don't know if y'all have HBO or Hulu, which I don't. I was lucky enough to be able to check it out this weekend because they sent me the screeners like the day of, but still grateful that I was able to see, because I love The Bear, man. So The Bear, watched that earlier yesterday and finished it today. So it's been a really good few days with some movies and shows. And then later tonight, I'm going to start my rewatch of this franchise here. Is it in frame? There we go. There we go. Later tonight, your boy will begin his rewatch for the Mission Impossible films, because I am lucky enough to be invited to a special screening on Tuesday for Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1. So I'm a big fan of the franchise. Very excited. I haven't revisited the original ones in such a long time, so I'm gonna be excited to check out Mission Impossible 1 and 2. But I remember everything on from like 3 on. But 1 and 2 are kind of blurry to me, especially 1. It's been so long since I've seen the original. But very, very excited to catch up on this Mission Impossible franchise and revisit these films for Tuesday's movie that I'll be seeing. And of course, expect a out of theater reaction. I think the embargo is not to like 2 weeks or something like that. But yeah, guys, let me know how you guys' day weekend has been thus as far as movies and shows and things you guys have been watching, and things that you guys recommend that I should check out. I know there's a couple other things that dropped this weekend, so let me know what is going on in the movie and TV sphere on you guys' end. Let me check something right quick on the stream. Give me a second here. All right, and the countdown's coming down to 5, 4. I will go ahead and let me just, because I don't want that alarm to beep. Let me see. All right, let me go here. Make sure everything's good on the back end. All right, well, Gucci. So listen, for those that are tuning in for the very first time with a watch party, these are fun, man. I've been doing these since my channel since it's been around pretty much. I've been doing these for a long time, and I have a great time doing so. Hold on one second. My dog is, hold on one second. All right, we're all good now. I've been doing these for a while, man. I have such a fun time doing these with y'all, man, and it's always just a good time to revisit movies or watch a movie for the first time. Which, like I said earlier, this will not be my first time watching this film, but this will be the second time I've seen it. The first time I saw it was in theaters back in April. Very much enjoyed it, so I'm very excited to see if it holds up, because I was very high on this film back when I reviewed it back in April and did a spoiler review and all that stuff. So it's gonna be really great. But again, rules for those that are new to not only my channel, but maybe this is your first time joining a watch party. And essentially what it is I have it queued up on my Max on my television on HBO Max. But no, I have it queued up. I'm gonna press play here in a little bit. And the beauty of it all is I'm gonna watch it. You're gonna press play, and we can commentate on it. We can have like a live review, have a live commentary on the film. Of course, we won't be talking throughout the duration of the movie, but if it's something I notice or something you all notice, Easter eggs, character moments, gnarly kills, bloody moments, we'll obviously commentate on that. But the beauty of it is just like a communal, like kind of we're in the same living room, or we're at a theater together watching this as a community. So that's the fun of it all. But I will let you all know that are new, I will not be playing the movie on the YouTube because copyright reasons. So I can't play any of the things that we'll be watching tonight because, like I said, YouTube will definitely pull that down in a heartbeat. So again, for those that are just tuning in, as I have it on my screen now, it is available on Max. I think it was available starting Tuesday. So if you don't own like the physical copy, because I personally don't own, I'm gonna probably buy it and add it to my collection, like on a Black Friday sale or something. But if you don't own a physical copy, the movie is available on Max. So if you guys have Max, I don't know if I'm sure you can rent it somewhere, but as far as if you're paying for a streaming service, it is available on Max, and that's how I'm going to be watching it here, and that's how I'm going to be enjoying it with you all tonight. So again, just a reminder, the movie will not be on the screen, but hopefully you have it on your own personal screen, phone, tablet, computer, whatever the case may be, and we can enjoy this film and have a good time. But before I press play, let me get back into the comments before we get into tonight's fun. I'm on episode 3. Oh, listen, you're in for a treat. I Love the Bear. Great TV show. Wait till you get to episode 6. Not that the ones before that isn't fire, which they were, but wait till you get to episode 6 and 7 and 8 and 9. It is so great. It is so great. Zia, what's going on? Y'all so great. I know Zia's not a big horror fan, but hey, it's still daylight. Zia, you can watch it with us. You got a community here with you, so definitely join us if you can. Cover the eyes when it gets to the scary parts and and all that good stuff. But shout out to Zia. Let's see here. Is that the Arnold show? Yeah, I didn't hear the best things about it, but I'm glad you enjoyed it. What's Zia talking about? Or Tyra? The gore level here was great, very bloody. Yeah, I love that. I loved all the gore. It was definitely important. Of course, my apps have to update. Yeah, luckily, I host a live show every Sunday with the Idol that I did my update weeks ago. So we all good. It shouldn't take that long. It took like a couple minutes to do the full update from HBO Max to Max. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna get things going. Get your snacks, get your waters, get your popcorns, get everything set and ready, because I am going to press play here in a little bit. And like I said up top, guys, this movie, if you don't have the physical copy, is available on Max. And I'm going to have a timer on the screen here in a little bit. So for those who are just tuning in or watching the replay, you'll know exactly where we are in the film, because right now on my screen it's on the HBO presentation portion. I have it paused there, and once I press play, I'll start the timer and we'll get into it. So let me go ahead and remove this and get the timer going. All right. Let me share the screen with y'all so you can know when we press and play. All right. Any final comments, concerns? Lord, the Idol. Everybody got their holy water. Yeah, that's what I'm sipping on, because I don't want no demonic deadite to get inside me. You know what I mean? So yes, get your holy water, get your Bibles and crosses out. The idol's complete. Oh man, it is, man. It definitely is. But we have a good time breaking it down every week. I think you're. Oh, thank you, Frank. Yeah, I think you're amazing. And shout out to Toy Story 3 with your icon there. Classic film. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let me go ahead and in 5, 4, 3, 2, pressing play now. Make sure the subtitles on, by the way, because if I can't hear them, I don't know what's going on. If I can't read them, I'm like, what are they saying? So subtitles on, and we are starting tonight's watch party with Evil Dead Rise. All right, let me get this out the way. There we go. So excited, guys. Like I said, this is my second time. This isn't a first time watch, but it's my second time watching it. Since seeing it in theaters early April. And we got the what we thought was. Oh, and by the way, for anyone that's watching it for the first time, let me know in the chat so I won't be, spoiling anything as we watch it tonight. Because, like I said, this will be my second time watching it. Oh, foreshadowing. Mm. I love that shot, by the way, as she's walking up to the cabin. Which, by the way, if you're fans of Evil Dead, that was kind of my hesitation when they announced this film that they weren't going to be in a cabin in a woods type of environment. But this was kind of like a nice little tilt to the hat of them being in the cabin, being in the woods, versus us going to the high rise for most of the film. I might have to turn these lights off just to get in the mood. It's too bright in here, man. I might have to turn one of these lights off. All right, so we got some first timers in here. So I'll be very aware of no spoilers. And also for those that are watching it for the second, third, fourth time, avoid spoilers for those that are watching it for the first time. I want them to experience the insanity with us tonight. So I'm gonna keep my promise, no spoilers on my end. And if y'all can do the same for my man Kevin and Cassie and the rest of the people in the chat that's watching it for the first time. I might turn this. Hold on, give me 1 second. I'm gonna turn this light off because I gotta get in the mood, man. It's a spooky movie. Give me 1 second. Hell nah. Let's go, baby. I'm sorry, cousin Jessica. I'm out. I'm out at that point, yo. I am gone at that point. Freak that. This part right here for my first time watchers. Hope you're not eating anything right now. Ooh. Yes. Who's the brainless meat puppet now? Love that. Yo. Mmm. Some great makeup. Shout out to the production team, man, for this film, especially in the blood department. I swear, as a horror fan, one of the greatest title cards of all time. Incoming. Hands down, one of the greatest opening title sequences I've ever seen. Bro, that is easily one of the greatest title sequences of all time, yo. That's how you set the stage. That's how you get people. I remember seeing this in the theater, man. I'm like, bro, this is about to be the greatest movie of all time. What an opening, man. I love it. Oh, I didn't even notice that. I'm gonna rewind it after we're done. Wasn't there a drawing of someone's scalp missing on the door? Might be a stretch, but I thought on the back of the door was someone's skeleton with their like a hole in their head. So for those watching at home, it's an important little character detail. We can see that she's someone on the road, uh, promotes bands or something, a sound engineer, and it looks like she might be expecting a baby, y'all. And ladies and gentlemen, I introduce you to one of the best performances in 2023 so far. Alyssa, I believe her name's Alyssa Sutherland as Ellie. Mm. Ellie is one of my favorite characters in 2023, and the performance by Alyssa is amazing. Yeah, my that title card is goaded. Oh, yeah, Kevin, it's your first time watching, right? Damn right, it's the business. Yeah, Kevin, it's fire, bro. Daytime horror is always special. Yep. Uh, this is my second watch. The first time my hands were. What movie did they say Freddy Krueger Nightmare on Elm Street? Which there are some shitty Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm a Freddy fan, but there are some bad ones in the franchise. I forgot about that. I don't want to say anything, but that her little thing that she made has a great callback later in the movie. See, the thing is about kids, teenagers, and horror films, it can go one or two ways. They can either be useful human beings or they can be very annoying. I think there's some very terrible character decisions coming up soon by one of the characters, but for the most part, I like this group of teens and kids. But they do get there are some annoying points with these young ones. Yeah, I love the Ellie character, especially the other version of her. Frank saying, "What do you think is the most violent horror film?" That's a good question, Frankie. Violent horror film. It's a good question, man. Terrifier, maybe. And I don't even like Terrifier, but that was some pretty high level violence. So I'm gonna go with Terrifier. And I'm gonna toss the question back to you, Frankie. What do you think is the most violent horror film you've ever seen? I've probably seen some other violent ones that's just not coming to mind, but Terrifier was the first thing that came to mind. But let me know in the chat what's the most violent horror film you guys have seen, as well as Frankie. Let me know. Bad Sister. So like a lot of this family drama stuff didn't really move the needle for me, if I'm being honest with you. It's obviously character stuff, but what I said in my spoiler review for the film, and I don't think it's not too much. It's not a spoiler, but I thought it would have been interesting. Well, two things. I'll leave one for a little bit later in the film, but in this particular part with the whole husband not being there with for the kids and Ellie, it would have been really interesting if they would have had the husband being a part of that opening scene. But like I said, a lot of this character stuff, it was just like it's fine. It sets the stage, but could have been a little bit more impactful. This is a great cat. They look like they could be sisters. And the good old classic horror trope is whenever you see red, always bad things to come with Ellie's hairstyle. Now, for my super, super duper big fans of Evil Dead, this particular moment here, this earthquake that takes place, on my first watch, I'm like, that just seems so. I mean, obviously, they're in LA. LA is known for earthquakes, but I'm like, is there a significance to the earthquake in the lore of Evil Dead? And a lot of people will let me know that there is with the Evil Dead, Evil versus Ash versus Evil, or whatever the show was. That I guess there was a couple different earthquakes that ties into the lore of like a significance of, you know, the entity, the Deadites, earthquakes, Earth cracking open, unleashing evil. So that's the only Evil Dead IP I haven't seen is the TV show. But I have seen and have enjoyed for the most part all the movies. All right, so y'all remember that pizza's fine, by the way. Um, a couple minutes ago, I said that for the most part, I like these kids and teenagers, but they do make dumb decisions, and this is one coming up soon. By the way, for those that are familiar with the director's filmography, Lee Cronin, his first feature debut was it was called Hole, and that was I could be stretching, but I think that's a callback. This is a whole might be a callback to his first feature film. Danny, stupido. Not only the levels of stupidness going on here. Not only did an earthquake just happen 2 seconds ago, and I've never been in an earthquake. Hopefully, I never will experience one. But aftershock. Why would you go into a underground bank with concrete surrounding you that you can potentially be crushed, let alone stuck in there? But then the second part of it all is why would you go into this dark hole of unknown? You don't know what the hell is down there. Hell no, Danny. Stupid. Now the film's going to give us a reason why Danny's doing this. If they didn't say it already, but it still don't make no sense, Danny. That is enough noise. First off, I wouldn't be down that hole, but once I start hearing that creepy ass noise, I mean, come on now, Danny. and you proceed to go further into this unknown area. Gosh, kids, I tell you. All right, let me read some of these comments from you all's most violent horror film. Terrifier, yep. Violent. I Spit on Your Grave. Now, man, are you referring to the original or the remake as far as violence goes? Because they're both pretty violent. I'm gonna say Hills Have Eyes. That's a good one. Another, I guess, same question: the original or the remake? What did Frankie? Did you put yours in here, Frankie? Yeah. By the way, that's my least favorite Evil Dead is, and I have fun with Army of Darkness, but it's just too silly. Yeah, Kevin, that's the film's excuse to to the stupid decision by Danny is for them to go on a hole to come across maybe some, something that can help their mom out with finances, yada yada yada. Come on. But yeah. Oh, the remake. Yeah, the remake's pretty good actually. Like I think the remake's better than the original, if I'm being honest with you. And that's rare in any genre, but especially in horror. One of them being, I think, the 2013 Evil Dead is better than original for me, and I think Evil Dead or The Hills Have Eyes remake, I personally enjoy it more than the original. I don't know why the pizza was fine. Yeah, remake goes crazy, man. For a spit on your grave. Oh, 2013's Evil Dead is fire. I highly recommend you all watch that if you haven't. So going back to Kevin's comments, Danny's reasoning of curiosity of going in that hole was to find something of value for they can maybe sell, help them out during this time with them not having, finding a home and you know all that stuff. This is great from a productional standpoint. The book being alive, waking up due to blood. The Book of the Dead. Question for those at home: how much would it take for you to open up something like that? How much does it take for y'all to open up a book of this demonic nature? And I'm listening to this on my AirPods. The sound design in this movie is fantastic, by the way. Oh, Danny, Danny, Danny. Not on my life. Ain't no way. I couldn't. You wouldn't take it. Like, okay, I'm gonna offer y'all 5 grand, $5,000. Are y'all opening that book for 5 grand? Let me know. Let me know. What's the minimum that y'all would take to open up that book? And we're just talking about opening the book, not proceeding to do what Danny's about to do here in a second, which is the ritual of it all. But just to open the book, what's the bear? What's your low bar? I'm no doctor, but how long? I know she's not getting contractions or anything, but how long do you into your pregnancy that you're starting to feel the baby? Like I was assuming that she just found out that she was pregnant. Was she already feeling the baby moving around? Or maybe she's been putting it off, like she's known she's been pregnant, but she's just been kind of ignoring the signs. Again, talk about sound design. This is great. Six figures, 1 million. Not enough money in the world. My blackness won't allow it. Yeah, funny. 5 grand to go in the hole. The book is extra. Yeah, funny. Like I said, just to read the book, I'm gonna ask for at least I don't know. I don't know. I watch too many horror movies to mess around with stuff like that. And for those that aren't too familiar with the lore, this particular iteration, because this film, for those that haven't seen other films, this doesn't tie into any of the other movies. It's its own kind of bottled movie, but having this religious angle to the Book of the Dead and how these priests came about the book is definitely new to the lore, which is pretty interesting. Because in the originals, they never really explain like where the book comes from and who else is coming to possession of the book. So this is a pretty cool little. I love like world building, lore, stuff like that. I'm a sucker for that type of stuff. Damn it, Ellie! You should have took your own damn advice. Y'all remember what Ellie said to her kids is don't take an elevator after an earthquake. She's taking the elevator. Hell no. No, no. Too late, Danny. You're an open Pandora's box. I love the camera work, camera action here. The spirit flying its vessel. Mm. There it is. The mother of evil. Poor Ellie. Just minding her business. Damn kids, y'all. Them damn kids. Yeah, the voice, I believe I read that was Bruce Campbell, who plays Ash in the originals. That voice, the priest. Oh, poor Ellie. He said, "Bitch, tell me to shut up." Shout out to 2013 Fetty Alvarez, Evil Dead. Nice little callback here. If y'all seen 2013's Evil Dead, this is a callback to Mia in the forest with the vines coming up here in a second. Yeah. And if I'm not mistaken, the actress Alyssa did this scene. I mean, obviously she didn't and break her arm to do this, but she shot most of this her stuff, but which just adds more to the realism of it all. So in my first viewing, so we're 30 minutes in, right? So for me, this is when the movie, I was like, the first 30 minutes is fine, right? You get some character stuff, you build to suspense, you get a fantastic opening. But from this point onward is when the film just takes it up another level for me. Um, it ramps things up here, and then it goes to another level in a little bit. But from this point on is when I think the film makes you really have a good time. I'll just say that without getting anything away for those watching it for the first time. And shout out to all y'all that's watching live, joining live. I appreciate y'all. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up, and continue leaving your thoughts in the comments, man. This is why we're here, to have fun, have a good time, and watch this awesome movie. There it is. I would like to introduce those watching for the first time. I would like to introduce you to the mother of evil. She's no longer Ellie. She is the mother of evil. Enjoy, Kevin, and all those at home watching for the first time. Enjoy. I know she won't get any acknowledgement like Oscar season, and not saying that she doesn't necessarily has to, but this is one of my favorite performances in 2023. Like, and horror number one doesn't get enough attention as it is, but enjoy her performance. Perfect, perfect performance. One of my favorite Deadites in the franchise. I love the shot. She looks like Jessica Biel in that shot. No, isn't that sweet? And it's not just like the stuff she's saying and stuff, but it's the physical performance as well. All of it just combines to just an awesome performance. Just, see what y'all talking about. Yo, what's up, creative Simmer? How we doing tonight? Oh yeah, yeah. Mia Goth was great. Pearl and X. Yeah, man. That was so my only question that I have is based on the opening scene with what's her name? Jennifer? Jen? Or Jessica? Remember when she was possessed, she had the she threw up and she, died. The vessel died, and then the possession took over. But she was able to snap out of it. Or she rose. The evil rose like within minutes. I wonder why it's not working the same with Ellie. Like why it took so long for the. It could be part of the evil's game and trickery, pretending to be dead right now. But it just, and again, this is not even a criticism. It's just like a little nitpick or a question, more or less, is why it took so long for the possession. But like I said, I may be answering wrong. Maybe she's just playing, pretending. Yeah. Hold on, I'll be right back, guys. Be right back. Rule number one in horror films: don't say you're gonna be right back. I'll be right back. She was fighting it because she. Oh, let me pull it up here. She was fighting it because she says, "Don't let it." That's a good point. That's a good point. Maybe her love for her kids. See, this is why we come together. Y'all got some great points. Jazz says maybe for the love of her kids is fighting. Says, "Yep, great point, guys." Points to you in the chat. That makes a lot of sense. Which makes me even want to wonder, like, what does that look like from a visual standpoint? Like someone fighting off a demon, like like in her head, in these like cool, crazy aesthetics background, like she's in hell fighting this demon. That was like a cool visual that would be cool to see. When she says that, like imagine seeing that from a visual representation of her burning alive. But y'all make a great point about why it's taking her so long to rise again. And here she is. That is scary. Could you imagine? Oh my gosh, could you imagine? You think someone's dead, someone's so close to you, and the way she's, gosh, her performance. She is terrifying. That's, unfortunately, about to lose the fight. It's almost like a baptism. Here we go. Hide the kids. From this point on, this film is like pure insanity, and I love every second of it. This is when the film goes to a whole new level. Here we go. Y'all ready? Let's go. Let's go. Oh, that is great. That is a great moment in cinema. Kevin, my boy, get ready, bro. Get ready. Gosh, she is perfect. The zombified mummy walk, all of it. All of it. Gosh, she is great. The tension is so thick in this scene. Ah, damn. Here we go. God damn. Oh, not the eye. Ah. Oh man. You can see a silhouette. Bruh, this dude's too nice. Too nice. This is a family affair, bro. You need to remove yourself. Notice she said who wants to rot next. Keep that in mind. Gabriel. That's what happened. You're trying to be a nice neighbor, coming in all unannounced. That's a great shot. Mind your business. Keep your eye on your own business. God damn. See, like, for those that have seen the original Evil Dead, especially Evil Dead 2, and more specifically Evil Dead 3, that's kind of the tongue in cheekness of that third one. Is kind of that's kind of goofy. It's spitting the eyeball out in someone's mouth. That's like the most tongue in cheek you'll get in this entire film because it is very much more on the violent side. Gosh, that's awesome. What y'all saying at home? Mommy versus with the maggots now. Kevin, that line is fire, bro. She's still fighting through the voicemail. Yeah, that's a great moment too. Danny the dumbass. Is this the last Evil Dead film? Hopefully not, Frankie. Hopefully not, because this did pretty good financially and critically. So I would imagine there's another one in the works. Hopefully, and maybe they can combine worlds with this in 2013. Ooh, got the shotty. Keep your eyes on the prize, bro. Massacre. That's a great shot too. I see you. That's not that far. I'm taking my chances, bro. I'm jumping out that goddamn window and trying to jump in a dumpster, or I'm breaking all my limbs. I mean, who cares at this point, right? Would you rather be getting your face and eyeballs eaten out, or break a ankle, break a a leg or two? I think it's worth it, right? See, what I would really do is grab all the mattresses and the homes and the blankets and the pillows, and I'm strapping myself up on those things and jumping out the window to maybe soften the blow. It's worth it when you're being terrorized by a demon. Those are things that you got to think about, right? That's a little pain. You hear that? You hear the lines don't ever turn on each other ever. I never peeped that first time. A lot of foreshadowings in this movie that I like. Is anyone at home with me with the mattress and pillows and blankets and taking your chances out of that window? Anyone? Anyone at home? What Jazz say? The real is closing the door to neighbors like some neighbors. I appreciate y'all, but oh damn. Remember what Ellie said to Bridget? Which one of you all want to rot next? Because she's already rotted someone already. I listen, Cassie. It is pretty high. I will admit they're probably one on the what floor are they on? The sixth or seventh floor. It's high, but I'm saying jumping out the window, getting your eyeball eaten out, breaking a leg, getting your throat ripped out. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying my ankle can heal. I don't know about my eye. Mine ain't coming back, right? So I'm just saying I'm taking a leap of faith. Shout out to Miles Morales. Oh, we got my man Skyler in the building. What's up, Skyler? What he saying? I'd say thank you, Jules. I'm taking my chances with the window. Me and you, Jules. And that's what I'm saying. We strap ourselves on the beds, right? It's queen size. You got to squeeze it through the window, and then you know what I'm saying, time it out where you throw it out the window, and you jump out the window. And luckily, when it falls, you land on it. You know what I'm saying? You know, just got to angle things out, right? Tuck a roll. There you go, Skylar. There you go. When your life's on the line, you know what I'm saying? Fighting gravity. That's gross. Yeah, a little sea creature monster. Throw beds, pillows, curtains, anything to break that. That's what I'm saying, Kevin. That's what I'm saying, bro. She has the perfect voice too for this sinister. Oh man, so dark and sinister. That's great, man. Oh man, I love this performance. It's so twisted. Frankie, with all you got some really interesting questions, Frankie. I wear glasses when I drive and watch movies, and for 99% of the day, only time I don't really wear glasses is when I'm shooting a video if I don't need my glasses. So it's a great question, Frankie. I'm glad you asked that. Look at that smile. Open up now. Gosh, look at that design of her. She is so. Shout out to the production and the hair and makeup. That's it. Uh, she's so creepy. Share from mom and dad. Gosh, I love her performance, man. Oh man, she's great. But I'm telling y'all, man, if you haven't seen 2013, Mia is the best Deadite ever in this franchise. Mia is on a whole nother level. She's way more sinister and creepy. Damn. I mean, open up now. I think the apartment building belongs in an alternate universe. What do you mean? Are you talking about like yeah? If you're referring to like the other films in the franchise, yeah, yeah, for sure. Or if you're saying like the apartment building is like in another universe and it's like a Twilight Zone situation, throw the TV out so people can know something happened. Ricky, that's what. Shout out to Ricky, number one. Yes, she saw a homeless man. I'm throwing everything at that guy. All right, great point, Ricky. What's up, Nikki? Nah, I ain't gonna open up. The woman is terrifying. I'm late, but hey, you're right on time, Nikki. This is when the film to me is at its peak. So you're right on time. Kids do the silliest. They do, man. They really do. I'm sorry, moms. You looking like I ain't nah. I ain't opening the door. We blood, but you know what I'm saying. You gonna have to not communicate for the time being. Till you sort all that evilness out. Oh, this is gross. This is so gross. What's about to happen? Oh my gosh, this is so gross. Oh my goodness. This is so gross and awesome all at once. Again, shout out to the production. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. It's freaking disgusting. But I love it. Here's the infamous. I think it could have been a gorier, but cheese grater. Here we go. Like you got to show the camera and just keep pulling it down. I mean, that's still gross. That is that's painful. But they could have like it's 2013. If this was 2013's Evil Dead, it would have been a lot longer and way more disgusting. But it's still don't get me wrong. If she would have put that cheese grater to my calf, I would have passed out instantly of just shock. Remember, Bev said, "Don't ever turn on each other ever." There's that callback to her little Toy Story Sid creation toy. Stephanie, was that the name of it? That is such a great practical effect. Let me take that back. A great looking practical effect. Of course, we know that they didn't shove a staff in her throat, but that is great. So one would assume that she died because the vessel, Bridget was still somewhat fighting like her mom was earlier, but once you kill the actual body, and I don't want to spoil anything, I'll just say this for those watching for the first time: we might see Bridget, may or may not see her later in the movie, but you never use the cheese. I don't even use cheese graters, but yeah, every time you go to Olive Garden, you're like, can you not use a cheese grater? How pineapple just being shredded. Homemade mac and cheese. I just buy mine in a bag, Skyler, like shredded cheese. I don't really eat cheese too often, if I'm being honest, but when I do, it's like already shredded in the bag. It's a good idea, Danny. It's the first good idea you had all movie. But it might not do much, but at least her head was in the right. At least their head was in the right place. LOL, y'all a classier than me. It's me, Frankie. I got it. Oh, Frankie with the multiple accounts. This guy talking about. That's why I knew this movie didn't care about the rules. Yeah. And when they start killing off these the teens, he's like, oh damn, this is getting dark. I like how they put her kind of her backstory being on the road and being like a sound engineer to the test. Nice little character moment. Because besides that, it's like what was the point of her, that whole plot of her being on the road and being a sound designer? Damn cats. So I don't like cats. They always getting themselves in trouble. No, I'm joking. I am a dog guy, but I like cool cats, not the mean ones that attack you for no reason. I can't get over how great this sound design. Like I said, I'm hearing it from my ear pods, and you can just hear every little sound. It's just so meticulous and detailed, man. This really makes you appreciate the magic behind these films and the attention to detail. Nikki talking about the once you saw them teeth, you're like, I'm good. I want someone to edit this record scene, but instead of the message, we hear something from Beyonce. That's funny. Do it, Skylar. Edit it. It'll go. Oh my gosh! Can you imagine something like that coming at you? That's some scary stuff right there. It's always crazy to think Ash deals with this every time, right? JK. I gotta watch that show because I heard the show is dope. Ash versus Evil. That is such a dope shot. That prosthetic arm look a little lacking. You can tell it's obviously a, a fake arm. That is so creepy. Her crawling in the vents. Oh, I love that shot. So much blood. Ooh, damn. Ash versus Evil Dead is perfect. I heard it's good, man. It's 3 seasons, right? And they got canceled, or like they knew they were going to get canceled, so they gave them one more season. And they kind of had to wrap everything up. But I heard it's really great. I gotta check it out one of these days. Pretty sure it was 3 seasons. Could have been four, but I think it was just three, maybe even two. Let me know, man. This is so funny. I mean, this is another like again. It's not a lot of funny moments of levity, but like she threw her out. Danny dead or dying at least. No time to mourn the dead. Mm. When I first saw this, I'm like, bro. I'm like, yo, they not about to. They not about to kill the baby. Oh hell no! Right in the nose. Nice. So I'm gonna put a bookmark on what just happened for a little bit later at the end of this movie. Help me remember when we get to this movie about my bookmark. on this scene because I got a question for y'all. KFC style. Yes, three, but stopped because it was too much on his. But oh, really? I thought that they stopped because the show didn't get renewed for a fourth season because I know it had a huge fandom, but I thought that the viewership kind of wasn't as up to par as the previous seasons. I could be wrong, but I thought that they had plans for a fourth season, but the viewership didn't justify them continuing to produce it because it was just costing them too much money and it wasn't bringing in. Who was it on Showtime? Uh, but I could be wrong. I'm gonna look it up right quick. But I thought that was the case. It just didn't have the viewership to continue on. Yeah, yeah. I'm just looking it up now, man. They canceled it after three seasons because the end of the third season, the ratings decline versus the first three seasons. So, yeah, it was Showtime. They didn't want to continue because it just wasn't bringing in the viewership numbers. But there's an animated revival. Oh, Bruce Campbell announced that there's an animated revival of Ash versus Evil in active development, and him returning as Ash to voice the character. That's pretty cool. That's dope. I hope that comes to fruition. Speaking of Ash, shout out to the shotgun. Mmm. God damn. Clean off. That's creepy as hell. Death by dawn. Dead by dawn. For those at home, Dead by Dawn is the subtitle of the second Evil Dead. Nice little callback. So much chaos. See, this little girl, she comes in handy. Out of all the siblings, she was the best. She's useful. She don't get in the way. She don't make dumb decisions. Shout out to the little girl, Cassie. Like she's up there for me as far as kids in horror films that don't get in the way and makes this smart decisions. So for those that don't know, one of my all-time favorite movies, not on horror movies, but just movies in general. One of my favorite films of all time is 1981. Double check on that year, but Stanley Kubrick's The Shining, of course, based on Stephen King's novel. 1980. I'm sorry, 1980's The Shining, classic. What's about to happen here? Touched your boy's spirit. And the recreation of a certain iconic moment in The Shining was just damn near perfect. So much blood, by the way. This rivals Twin 13's level of blood, and also It Chapter 2 had a high level of blood. It's a big old smile on my face right here. Let's take in this beautiful recreation here. The homage, tilting of the hat, they say. Perfect, perfect, perfect recreation, remix, homage. Ah, that is beautiful. So much blood, by the way. Again, shout out to the art department, to the production design. Number one is blood looks real. How many horror films, action movies, when we see blood, it's like, come on, y'all couldn't just make it look a little bit cleaner. The CGI blood is whack. The light red is whack. This is great. Again, attention to detail. And I might be stretching here. I might be super stretching. This is just me coming into it, and it's like visualization of all this blood and of elevators looking like an opening of some sorts. Bear with me, guys. So the Beth character, right? We know that at the beginning of the movie, she's seeing that she's pregnant, and we find out she is. And at this point in the movie, to me, this is where she becomes. Obviously, she doesn't have her child yet, but this is when her motherly instinct kicked in for me at this point in the film. And I think I think this is where my mind goes with the last scene, like the blood and the elevator open up. It was almost like she was giving birth, not giving birth, but it was almost like a metaphor of her becoming a mom to her niece, Cassie, and her, like I said, her motherly instinct of like protecting this kid at all costs. Again, it might be a stretch. It might be a stretch, but yeah, you kind of see the parallels where I'm going at is when she becomes a mom. Never fails. Never fails. Practical effects, costumes, never fails. It always trumps visual effects. And no disrespect to visual effects and good CGI, but practicality is the best, especially in the genre of horror. And that creation of the evil mother and their kids is just amazing. Someone said it earlier, The Shining or The Thing, 100%, 100% an homage to that. Such a great design. Is anyone with me with my metaphor there? Let me see. I would prefer it chapter. Oh, would you prefer? Oh, chapter one. If you're asking me which one I like more, it chapter 1 or 2 is it chapter 1 all day. Headshots for everyone. The building is mostly empty because it's. Oh, just someone asked where. That was the question I had when I first saw. Like, where are all these goddamn tenants in the building? But yeah, to your point, the building's mostly empty because, as Ellie said, that the building's going to be torn down because it's just a mess. But there are some tenants still in the building that we might see before it all wraps up. I know, man. In 2013, like man saying, in 2013, still manages to have more blood. 100%. There's yes, I won't give away if you all haven't seen it. I won't give anything away, but yes, there is more blood in 2013 for sure. At Rebirth, yeah, yeah. Look at that design, yo. That is awesome. And again, there is some, a mixture of CGI with this practical effects. It's just I prefer practicality. Even if you got to have CGI, just still try to make it as practical as possible. So again, shout out to the production of this movie. By the way, a shot with Beth running with a shotgun reminded me so much of Ready or Not. And she actually kind of looks like Samara Reeve in a little bit in some shots. Which, by the way, shout out to Ready or Not. A really great horror pick 'em off type of movie. Come get some. Shout out to Ash. Shout out to the chainsaw and the shotty. Gosh, look at that design. That is the stuff nightmares are made out of. Mm. Go from a cheese grater to this. Again, shout out to Cassie coming through, being useful. There we go. See, this is to me, this Lee Cronin did such a great job of not copying and pasting from the originals, but giving homages, giving appreciation nods to what came before, while still making his own path and creative choices. That's how you do it, Hollywood. Hell yeah. And this is also an homage to 2013. Mayan know this shot here when we talked about more blood. This is definitely a recreation of the sorts of 2013's blood, rain of blood scene, as well as when Mia was going against herself. That girl gonna need so much therapy. Cassie gonna need so much therapy after this. Nisi, you know where I'm at. I appreciate you recognizing. Nikki 2013 watched at home. I didn't want to get out of the bed after. It's pretty twisted, man. That is a really effed up film, and in the best way possible. What's up, Smart? Love that movie. Your Next is great too. Great call to Your Next. Great slasher movie. Uh, I want to say it's not the guy Ty West who did Your Next. It's such a great movie. If you guys haven't seen it, it is a great horror slasher that is just Adam Wingard, who's a great horror director. Yeah, that's a great call. That's such a great movie. Highly recommend it. Watching this with that's what I'm saying. Watch it with the headphones. You can hear all the bones cracking, blood dripping. It's great. The sound design, like I said earlier, is just fantastic. Beth didn't do good job keeping the kids alive. I mean, she tried her best. You know what I'm saying? But I hear you. I hear you. She tried her best. You know, she kept the young one alive, right? It's about the future. No, I'm joking. She did her best. She did her best. 2013 Evil Dead. 2013. It's one of my favorite horror films ever. I'm gonna have to revisit that one sooner rather than later because I didn't get a chance to rewatch all the Evil Deads before I saw the new one. But I own it. I love 2013's Evil Dead. Yeah, take the chainsaw just in case. Just in case. Such a good movie, y'all. It's not over yet, by the way. Kevin, if you're still here, and all the other people that's watching for the first time, we still got a couple. Y'all remember that cold open? We still got to address that. So the movie's not quite over yet. All of the family. No more. No more. But what I was gonna say. So y'all remember that question I had posed earlier. About well, I'll let this finish and then we'll get to my big question as far as moving forward with this particular story and characters. But Skylar, there go your answer to where's all the there's one more. There's a couple handful of tenants in the building. We might have met one of them earlier in the movie. She's on the fifth floor. Brother man from the fifth floor. The thunder kept you awake, not the screaming, haunting tears and screams of children and people getting murdered. All right, yeah. For watching for the first time, does she look familiar? Does she look familiar? Full circle. Full circle. We find out Jessica, where Jessica might have met her match in a garage. And I don't know. I can't remember. I think this has a post credit scene. That's more of like a little wink wink more than like an actual scene, but we'll see. Man, that's a lot of blood. I mean, you've seen enough at this point. You just get back in your car or call 911 and get the hell out of Dodge. Too late. And I wonder when we open the Book of the Dead, I wonder, oh, damn. Oh, damn. Is that why you said you're next earlier, Cassie? Because it's you might also, because it's popping up on HBO Max. First thing that pops up is you might also like this. Is Evil Dead 2013. I might have to watch it, y'all. But I'm gonna, like I told y'all earlier, I gotta rewatch my Mission Impossible movie. So I'm gonna be seeing the new one on Tuesday. But I might. But as the credits play, which again, shout out to all. Oh god damn, I didn't mean to hit that. Shout out to all the amazing people that worked on this movie. Damn, I want to see if because I can't remember if it was a post credit scene or not. I'm gonna fast forward to the credits and talk to y'all while it's playing. But why did it do that? Anyway, I'm just gonna fast forward because apparently you can't watch stuff on Max before it kicks you out. Go to, is there a post credit scene? Rewind. There we go. I don't think there's a post credit scene, but I might be wrong. I think it's like someone laughs or something. But I'm gonna pose some questions to you all in the chat here to say. I'm just gonna see if there's a post credit scene or not, because I can't remember if there was one. You hear a fly buzzing. Yeah, no post credit scene. But listen, that is tonight's watch along. We're gonna stay around for a couple more minutes if you guys have any questions or whatnot. But that was tonight's watch party, man. That was fun, man. So up top, I said, I really enjoyed this film when I saw it in April. Does it still hold? Is it still great? Do I still love it? And to answer that question, let me move this out the way. To answer that question, hell yeah, I still loved it, man. This is one of my favorite horror films so far in 2023. It just has all the stuff that I love about the franchise, as well as still creates its own, story and characters and moments that I'll always remember from the franchise that I love. Ellie, first and foremost, Alyssa Sutherland, give it to her, man. She was freaking fantastic as the mother of evil. Like, just so great. So many great iconic moments. Fantastic. The Beth and the kids, I thought everyone really was like, they fit within the narrative. They weren't too annoying, even though Danny made some terrible decisions and Bridget. But I thought that they were great, especially when they make their turns to the Deadite. I still feel as though the first 30 minutes or so as we watch tonight is not slow, but it's not as intriguing, not, and for each their own. I wasn't as involved in the whole daddy's gone and Beth and the baby on the roadie thing. Like, all that stuff to me could have been a little bit tweaked. And to go to my, and I said this in my spoiler review of the film, and to go back to a question I posed earlier in the film, when before I forget, when Ellie says, I'm going to eat your soul, and she says two souls. Let me see if I can I'm going to pull it up here and not show the screen, obviously, or the let's play on it. But there's a part when she does that. And before I say what I'm going to say, let me pull it up here. I have a visual aid to describe what I'm talking about. Evil. Such a good poster. Let's see, watch again. I'm going to go to the scene. Shout out to Warrior. Does anyone watch Warrior? I heard it's such a great show. I've heard nothing but great things about it, but I haven't seen it personally, and I love some good martial arts. All right, where's the scene at? Where is it? She backs up. She's backing up. Bear with me. I mean, I can just say this scene, but I want y'all to know what I'm talking about as I'm describing it. Here we go. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, this scene here. I'm going to pull it up on the screen briefly and not play it for HBO. Or Warner Brothers doesn't take the stream down. But this scene here. So the film establishes, and also in other movies in the franchise, whenever you're like touched by the entity, the Deadite, or they cut you or whatever the case may be, and just using this film as an example, when Ellie stabbed herself with the tattoo gun machine, she stabbed herself in the head, had her blood on it, and then she put it on her daughter's face, Bridget, and she poisoned her. She made her rot. She turned her into a Deadite. So it established that transfer of blood can turn you, and that touch of evil can turn you. So in this scene in particular, when Ellie digs her fingers and her nails into her sister's stomach, doesn't that mean that not only is Beth in trouble, but that baby's in trouble? So I had said this in my spoiler review when I did this months ago. forward to fast forward to ideas of a sequel. What if that baby comes out to be a deadite baby? Ooh, I know it's sick and twisted, but goddamn, that would be crazy. On top of Beth, the film. And this is where I put my my writer's hat on for a second here. What I'm saying, shout out to Skylar, who's an actual writer. But this is where I put my writer hat on. You have her. You open the film. Oh, we about to get Beth back. We about to see, and who's to say the evil's out in the world now, right? We fast forward, we time jump, and there's like a whole, situation where these deadites are taking over the world, or maybe slowly in parts of the world, the deadites are taking over. But Beth is having her baby. The baby comes out a deadite, and it's all freaky. And Beth, I'm just saying, right? And then you get Mia back, and maybe you fast forward a couple years, and that you don't fast forward a couple years because you want to see Cassie. What I'm saying, at the age, because she's, maybe 6 months, 4 months pregnant, or whatever the case may be. So listen, that's where my mind was at. Like, she touched her, the baby, deadites, transfer of blood. What I'm saying? Beth might not be good for her, let alone the baby. Let me know your thoughts on that. No blood transfer, though. What I'm saying is the blood's on her fingers. She got blood all over her nails and cutting things up. So I'm just saying, there's blood all over her fingers, from herself. When she, yeah. So I don't know. You might be right. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? That could be a possibility. We're speaking of the possibility. So we haven't got a direct sequel in the Evil Dead franchise since Evil Dead 2 into Army of Darkness. 2013 was a complete reboot, reimagining, and then this is the same thing. So, can it be, if it comes to be, I want a sequel. I want a connective tissue sequel. Like, yes, it's cool to have these kind of one-offs of a sorts, kind of bottled movies that don't necessarily have to rely on the previous film to, be tied into, unless if they bring back the same writers, directors, and actors, obviously you want that cohesive narrative. But if you bring in a new director, you don't want to have to, I gotta pick up all the pieces from there versus them having their own vision to tell. So I'm hopeful, because this film did do pretty well financially, if I'm not mistaken. We'll look up the box office receipts here, because it wasn't it wasn't a crazy budget. But I would hope to see the continuation, excuse me, of these characters in the situation at hand. And also, like I said, the consequences and the circumstances. The evil's out in the world now, right? So this film made $146 million on, what was the budget? Evil Dead Rise budget. 146 million on a budget of how much did it take? How much did it make? Why is this easy? Just give me the damn number. No, I'll say this is 17 million. Give me a number, internet. Someone at home, help me look it up, because I'm not seeing the number here. But I know it didn't cost more than some of these, obviously big needs to make. I don't know. It's not giving me a number. I would say, if I were to put my producer hat on, I would say it didn't take more than 60 million, 50 million to make this movie, if that. Anyway, it was a profitable film. So I would hope that we get to see the continuation of Beth, Cassie, the daddy's out there. Is the dad going to be involved? Is he going to want to mourn his wife, or soon to be ex-wife, and of course his 2 kids? And like I said, there's the evils loose in the world. And again, the whole kind of double-edged sword, and kind of the double meaning of the title, Evil Dead Rise. The evil literally rises, but now it rises to the other parts of the world. So I would love to see continuation of that. On top of, I know we talked about this being an Elseworld story, but I would love it because this film kind of retcons some of the previous lore and mythology from the Book of the Dead, and all that stuff. But listen, man, we're dealing with magic and evil and demons. I'm tired of the multiverse, but I'm just saying, something in that book can maybe get the worlds together. And what if Ash has his book, Mia has her book, and when the books are like red at the same time. It combines the evil across the galaxy. That might be too much, but all I'm saying is I would like to see some of the characters that's already been established in this world to come together to fight the evil. But who's to say that that can happen? But I really enjoy this film, man. Like I said, it's just beautifully put together from a productional standpoint. The sound design, the creatures design, the practicality is all perfect to me. Really well done. Attention to detail. Lee Cronin did such a great job of paying homage to what came before, not only within this individual franchise, but as we saw, the Shining references, and you know, there's a little Freddy Krueger name drop earlier in the film. There's the Thing, the recreation of the creature. So I thought Lee did such a great job. I'm really excited to see what he does next. And in the acting, like I mentioned, give Ellie her flowers, man, because she was the mother of evil. She's one of my favorite Deadites of the franchise. So I very much still am very high on this film. I give it the same score I gave it back in April. Well, actually, what did I give it in April? I think I gave it a 3.5. I would say I'm like 3.8, close to 4 on this one, man. This is my favorite horror film of this year. Of course, we got many more to look forward to, but I'm taking Evil Dead over Scream 6, over Megan, over Renfield, over um throw some horror films that's come out this year that you have seen. I'm putting Evil Dead over all those for my personal list, but I really enjoy it, man. But let me see what y'all talking about in the chat. And also before we wrap it up, throw any questions, man. I love talking to y'all, man. Like I said before we went live or before we watched the movie, I saw The Bear. I finished that early today. Let me know if there's any Bear fans and in the chat. We won't spoil anything, but let me know what y'all thought of season 2. I mentioned I'm gonna be watching this bad boy tonight, doing my rewatch of the Mission Impossible movies because I'm gonna be lucky enough to see Mission Impossible 7 on Tuesday, and I'm really excited for that because that was one of my top 3 most anticipated films of this year. Big fan of the franchise, so I'm gonna refreshen myself on some of the earlier Mission Impossible films because I know there's gonna be some cast members from this first one that's gonna be in this new one. So I'm just trying to refresh my memory as well as just getting, I'm already excited, but just to be like getting in the mood for Tuesday. So let me know, man, if there's any questions you guys have in the chat before we call it a night. And again, for everyone that's been here from the beginning of the stream or popped in the middle or just popping in now, I love these watch parties. I love this community. I just have fun with y'all, and I really appreciate y'all joining me tonight. So again, before we wrap up in another like 5 to 10 minutes, if you haven't already, thumbs up, share, leave your thoughts in the comments. And of course, if you haven't already, consider subscribing, y'all. I would appreciate it. But let me see what y'all talking about. Let me see, where did I leave off at? Here we go. Oh yeah, and of course, Nikki, if I haven't said it already, that title card is fuego. I love it. It's one of the best in recent memory. 2013 was good, but I like Evil Dead Rise story. It cast better. I like where you're at. I disagree, but I'm glad you enjoy. I think you said earlier this is your favorite, one of your favorite films of the year, right? Not just horror, but like I think you said behind Spider-Man, and this was one of your favorite films. So I respect it, man. What I love about the Evil Dead 2013, not only is it gorier, bloodier, more sadistic and twisted and just disgusting in the best way possible, but I think narratively, and not to give too much away for those that haven't seen 2013 Evil Dead, but I love the Mia story of her going, the purpose of them going to the cabin is not, let's get drunk, let's get high and party like teenage, and nothing against the original Evil Dead, because that was, the first one. It was just like kids, kids being kids and going out to the woods or whatever on the weekend. But it had a purpose. She was a drug addict. She was trying to go cold turkey, and playing into the whole addictive program or the addictive side of everything of her trying to rebuild her life and her literally going through a detox like no other that I would never recommend that we see her go through. But I just loved all that and her in a relationship with her brother. And man, those kills were gnarly, bro. But I respect that. Let me see here. What was this? Haven't you seen my fan-made adult animated horror thriller film story yet? I'm working on the next one, which is a Easter Nightmare. I don't. That's like I don't even know what you're talking about, bro. Uh, you have an animated film? That's what's. Is it on? Is it available to watch? I'll check it out. If it's available for free. Sweet Jessica. Yeah. How did Jessica drive with the dead-eyed in her? That's a good question. um, that's a good question because I mean they're in LA. They drove out to the middle. I don't know. I've never been to LA. I don't know the proximity from the city to going to the. I don't know where in LA they were. By the way, but that is a good question. Maybe she. Mm. Wait, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to put the pieces in my head because she did. Because her car was at the beginning of her car was there, or did she Uber? Did her cousin pick her up? And she was sick in the car while she was driving. That's a good question. Okay, I'm not the writer and director. No, I'm joking. No, that's a good question. Maybe because again, we talked about the whole fighting the demon, and maybe the person has a strong enough will to hold them off. Driving a car while being possessed is a pretty big will. It's like John Wick levels of will and determination, and tolerance. But that's a good question. But I'm thinking maybe proximity. It wasn't too far. Maybe she got an Uber. Maybe her cousin picked her up. Maybe her boyfriend Caleb or whatever picked her up. But that is a good question. That's a very good question. Let's see. I don't know, E. I like this one. Let's see, man, Kevin. I don't know, E. I like this slightly. Listen, Kevin and Spartan, I respect y'all opinion. I'm just saying, it's on Max. Go revisit and listen. I talk about. I'm telling y'all, I need to go revisit it because it's been a couple of years. But I personally like 2013 better than this one. But I'm gonna have to revisit it just to kind of see if it still stands. And hey, maybe we'll do another watch party later this year because I think it'll be 10 years. It came out in 2013. I don't remember when exactly. So maybe hey, there's the next watch party. We'll do a watch party for 2013's Evil Dead. How does that sound for my folks at home? When did that come out exactly? Because that would be a cool kind of 10-year anniversary, right? Evil Dead 2013. I know it came out. It'll be 10 years. But it came out. We missed it. Came out in April. Damn it. But it's still, I mean, we can still do 10 years. And maybe in a couple months we'll do an October horror movie night or something, and we can revisit 2013. There you go. Book 3, The Dead Doesn't Die, It Transfers. Yeah, exactly. Thought I saw it. Speaking of Deadites, I saw a Deadite on my ceiling there. Warriors is amazing. What is Warriors? Oh, yes. Yes, I need to see it, Jazz, because I've heard, like you just said, I've heard nothing but great things about it. I need to, and I love martial arts. So, yeah. Knew she was pregnant, just like Bridget knew. Yeah. Yeah. Nisha saying the finale of From. Will you ever watch the show? I will. One of these days. Maybe sooner rather than later, because there's not going to be any like big shows that I can think of in the summertime. So I might take that journey to the From universe and see what everyone what's the big talk about. So yeah. One of these sooner rather than later. You thought about that too, Nikki, with the baby? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That would be great. Evil Dead baby, little Chucky doll baby child running around like crazy. Yeah. All right, let's see. I took it more as though it's the blood coming from Ellie entering another person that causes them to turn. But I know, yeah, no, and that's what I'm saying. I thought that she had those weren't her nails, right? Her nails, extended because the evil possession of all that. So when that nail comes out, that's blood coming from your own fingers, right? So I would imagine. And didn't Ellie do something else with her blood on herself? I would imagine, you know what I'm saying, that there was some blood on them hands from herself, from her transforming, and I don't know. Could be wrong. I'm not a blood expert, but killer baby running around. I'm not saying I want a baby being the main villain of the film, but I'm saying like opening the movie of some sorts, kind of like how we got this awesome cold opening we open the next film if we were to get this continuation with the baby being born. Obviously, they'll, well, I don't know, killing a, that's pretty dark. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's possessed evil baby, but I don't know what's the MPAA on killing a baby on screen. So I don't know how they would handle that. It would be off screen, I would think. It wouldn't have to puncture too deep to reach the baby. Yeah, it's not about puncturing. It's like touching. I'm just saying, like the blood being in there and it's being in her umbilical cord. It's probably not gonna happen, but I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying. Jessica didn't die. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Going back to the beginning of the film, Jessica's still alive. That's again, the evil has risen, and evil's still out there. Uh, you funny. Sounds almost terrified as a CGI. Shout out to the jokey jokes. That's funny. That's funny, y'all. Uh, just got out of Asteroid City on my way home. Got to catch up when I get. Oh, hey, no rush. You can definitely check out the replay. I appreciate that. And if you're still here, let me know if you enjoyed Asteroid City. I saw it a couple weeks ago. Wasn't the biggest fan. I'm a Wes Anderson fan, but I wasn't really digging Asteroid City. I heard a rumor they may bring the actor back who played Ash as the priest. I don't know, true or not. That would be cool. I mean, that priest would be pretty old because that was in the 20s that they were recording that, 1923, I think. Oh, you catching up now? Okay, cool. Okay, so you guys are saying about 20 million, 15. Yeah, I mean, 100. That's hand over fist, right? It's more than they made on a goddamn Flash. Anyone seen the Boogeyman? I didn't, Kevin. I missed out on my screener. And then when it comes to seeing it, I just couldn't find time. I'm gonna wait. It's gonna be out pretty soon on streaming. And hey, baby, that's another watch along when it's available to stream. Was that Warner Brothers too? I think so. Yeah. That's another watch party down the line. But was it any good, Kevin? If you saw it, is it something worth checking out, man? Evil Dead Uber. Like I said, we'll maybe do that later this year. That would be dope. Just started From, really enjoy. Yeah, I heard From is pretty dope, man. I know a lot of people say a lot of great things about it. But I heard this new season is not up to par for the first season, which tends to be the case sometimes. Season 2s aren't as good as season 1s. Totally unrelated, but any thoughts on the Flash struggling at the bottom? Man, let me tell you, man, it is. It's running out of steam. I tell you that. It's so many thoughts. It's the overhype of the film, best movie of all time, greatest comic book movie of all time. It didn't deliver in that department, so I think that turned people off because it was so hyper aggressive, the marketing. I understand you got to pitch a movie, but it was just like too much marketing that felt a bit forced. A lot, and I love, first off, I love, number one, when I get the opportunity to see movies early, whether it's fan screenings, critic screenings, press screenings. But I think they did too much of the press or the fan screening, I should say. And again, I love that people like myself, when I'm a fan of this stuff, when I'm not, invited to a press screening or we don't have one out here and it's a fan screen. I always love those opportunities, but I think there was way too many fan screenings, like months before the film came out, that I think hurt the film from not only from leaking, because there was a lot of leaks of this movie, and not saying that the leaks were all due to the fans, but there were quite a few leaks that I would imagine was taken from those fan screenings. But I think that hurt. And honestly, I think this, and it hurts my heart to say this, because if you all know me, you know how much I love DC. It's my favorite. I'm DC over Marvel all day, every day. But I think the general consensus from like the general audiences, they're just not vibing with DC, which is so unfortunate because like I said, I love DC. I just think their characters are just more in depth, and I love a lot of the mythos and the stories and the lores from those characters, the gods and amongst men. storylines: Superman, Wonder Woman, Flash, versus Batman, Oliver Queen, Green Arrow, and all the different various characters that we get. And Justice League is just so awesome. So it sucks that a lot of people just don't like the DC. And I won't say they don't like DC. They just don't like what they've gotten from DC from a narrative standpoint from the films. I personally enjoy the Snyderverse. Personally, not everything's great. 2016's Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman 84, Justice League. There's some stinkers in the franchise, but the highs are really high for me. Man of Steel, Wonder Woman, Zack Snyder's Justice League. I'm a BVS fan, the first Shazam fan. So it's just unfortunate that they just couldn't put all the pieces together. So it's a lot of reasons why I'm struggling. I just think people are just not DC fans, but hopefully that changes sooner than later. That's talking about from. But yeah, any final questions, comments, concerns before we call this a night, which was so fun. I hope you guys have fun because I certainly did. So you got some comments from the DC trying to, as we're back on top. Flash was overhyped. Love, yeah, I'm an Aquaman fan myself. I enjoy Aquaman. They really messed up with the DC EU overall. They show what the MCU was doing and rushed it. And as much as folks love Zack Snyder, the vision wasn't the right fit. The vision had some ups and downs for sure, but we didn't. My thing about the whole vision of it all, Scott, is we didn't see the complete vision, right? He had a 5-arc story with Man of Steel, BVS, Justice League, Part 1, 2, 3. So we didn't really see the full picture, but and it's just unfortunate that we had so many regimes come in with Warner Brothers that cut the vision short. But yeah, I think it didn't mesh well with the audiences because and I'm an MCU fan, but to the positive and negative MCU, everyone wants it now. We got the Infinity Saga, we got 13, 14, 15 movies led up to this whole event, type of scenario, and people wanted that. So not saying it was right for DC and the people to make that Russian decision, but they were trying to, they were obviously trying to play catch up tomorrow, which, like you mentioned, was a terrible decision. So, I mean, yeah, there's so many mistakes that was done on a lot of different elements and people of power that it just sucks, man. But hopefully, man, I'm a guy of hope. So I hope that things get brighter for DC. Because I'm telling y'all, I've been saying this for years, man, Marvel fans. Not if, but when it happens, when DC gets their ish together, my, it's going to be a beautiful day. That's all I'll say. I have no idea what it would be, what was going on. Wes Anderson continues to deliver wonderful storytelling and spectacular visuals. I like the love story and the ideas presented. Glad it wasn't overstimulating. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I enjoyed elements of Asteroid City. As you just kind of mentioned, the love story was the best part, the best storyline with Scarlett Johansson and Jason Schwartzman's character. That was good. The whole, parenting, grief angle, that stuff was good. But then all the secondary background noise to me didn't really add up to anything. I wanted more of certain characters. Steve Carell, Tom Hanks, great cast, just incredible cast. But there's a lot of stuff that just I didn't really care about. It seemed the focus wasn't there for me. And I love Wes Anderson. He's always like, there's so much stuff going on in his movies. This most recently, The French Dispatch. I mean, there's like 9 stories going on, but I don't know. This one just didn't hit the mark for me. But visually, oh my gosh, I mean, his aesthetic is like no other. So I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad you enjoyed it, man. Yeah, you're damn right. I love me some, and more particular, I love the director's cut of BVS. But yeah, man, I F's with BVS. Oh hell no, nah, I'm good. I haven't seen it. Rewatch or watch along next. I'm good. I'm good on that one. Kevin know what's up. Yeah. The Suicide Squad is my favorite DC. Yeah, the Suicide Squad is fire. The James Gunn one, I'm assuming you're referring to. And if you're referring to David Ayers, I disagree, but I'm glad you enjoy it. But I'm sure because it's the Suicide Squad, so I'm pretty sure you're talking about that one. And I agree with it. It's one of my it's in my top 5. Yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure. Um, but yeah, guys, listen, I'm gonna call it. I didn't. Damn, we've been on for almost 2.5 hours, man. Hey, they say you always time goes by when you're having fun, and I had fun tonight, y'all. I definitely did. Y'all are awesome, man. I appreciate y'all joining me tonight, whether you was here from the very beginning or in the middle or just popping in now. It means the world to me, man, that y'all stop by to show some love and have some fun talking about some movies, talking about obviously Evil Dead, and just having a good time, man. I definitely had a fun time, and we will be back again. I'm gonna look at the calendar and see what we can look forward to next as far as watch parties, watch alongs. Maybe Guardians would be the next one as far as Disney goes for the superhero realm. But we'll find something and have a good time. I'm pretty sure we'll do a watch along for a show or something because I love doing watch parties for season finales and whatnot. So you all are great. As far as this week, things look forward to. Even though the show is pretty chaotic and not the best, we'll be back tomorrow night for our live after show for The Idol. You know what I'm saying? The show is all over the place, but we will be back tomorrow talking about episode 4, I want to say. So yeah, we will be with Tedros and Miss Jocelyn tomorrow night. So join me if you guys are watching that show for our after show tomorrow. And then besides, again, I'm going to be seeing Top Gun, Mission Impossible 7 on Tuesday. So the review embargo is like a couple weeks in advance, but I will have like an out of theater reaction. So keep an eye out for that. And then outside of that, guys, next week's pretty quiet as far as other reviews or shows or whatnot. So I'm going to probably take a little bit of a chill, relaxing week before we gear back up to July, which again is Mission Impossible, Oppenheimer, Barbie, Insidious, and a couple other movies that I'm excited for. So y'all are great. Y'all are awesome. I appreciate y'all. Again, I hope you had a good time. If you did, make sure before you leave tonight's stream to like, share, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Y'all are the best. So I'm just reading the comments. Oh, the Idol is a hot mess. It is. But thank y'all again. I hope y'all have fun. And like I said, I will see y'all tomorrow for The Idol after show. All right, everyone. Peace.